Well. Awesome. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Capital Gains 500, and today we are hunting for stocks that are potential winners in the stock market. Funny enough, I have open TLT, which is a 20-year Treasury bond ETF. And this bad boy has been on a crazy decline for the longest time. I follow Steven Van Martin, the Bond King on YouTube. And he says, that bonds should rally pretty soon. And if that was to happen, I would be looking to take a trade on this beautiful ETF, TLT. Maybe even buying some shares in this ETF for the momentum trade. What he likes to emphasize is this spike right here where it consolidated for a good while and it popped after the break. It went up all the way to 179, a nice 25% return in about a month and a half, almost 2 months, before the whole manipulation continued yet again. So that doesn't bother me. What is not manipulated, right? Stocks are just basically human emotions on buying and selling an item, which shares, and whoever's gonna pay more or who's gonna pay less. So just gonna be looking. I think here I would easily just use the Fibonacci's from the latest high to the latest low, and as you can see, it struggles. Like, it's still continuously in a downwards trend. For it to break this, we need to get a reversal pattern. It could be a double bottom, it could be a head and shoulders. Maybe if it comes lower, comes back, head, and then shoulder, right? And then easily, in my opinion, the 50% retracement could be a good profit target on TLT, but nothing's ever guaranteed. And just on that basis, we would go back up to 150 on this market. From here to there, it's 12%, not huge gains, but with some options, we can get a little bit more nicely up leverage. So just looking at that. But other than that, I'm just gonna go through my main stocks and see which ones have good potential for the coming up week. I got my notepad ready to write down what stocks I'm looking at. I'm also recording this in case I want to do an analysis thoroughly on a specific stock. I can do that here also. So, Airbnb. Oh, we don't got much on Airbnb. And turn that off. It's even scaring me. Let me put some nice music by Joakim. That's really loud. There we go. All right. So basically the way I like to do my analysis is looking at the stock chart. Airbnb, ever since it IPO'd, I thought it was overvalued, but apparently no one cares. All we have, since we have not even 200 candlesticks, we don't have a 200 MA. So we have the 50, we have the 10, and we have the 20. So our best compelling guides is going to be the 10 and the 20. As you can see, every time it went above it, it's huge, great support zone, bounced up, came down, retested the 10, and continued its upwards trajectory. The highs are above 200, which can be causing pain to anyone who has been purchasing over 180. We are under 180. It's my red line right here. Super critical that it's that we get above it to see more bullish signs. As of right now, today the stock market rallied really nicely, but it's really unfortunate, for example, that Airbnb fell behind Coming into the close, you know, it rallied too. The problem was it just was on a huge decline overall. So this momentum was for it to shift gears and try to get above 180. As you can see, we touched 180, but it just kissed it and said goodbye. And now we're here at 175-ish. Continuing forward, I want to see some strength, and the only way to see that strength is, again, nice volume, which we have not been having previously. The MACD, the momentum indicator, should start to push upwards. We have been cooling off from a long ago. If anything, this is negative divergence, right? A bearish divergence. This is pointing downwards. The stock was rallying, kind of staying flat, as relatively speaking, right? Flat. But now it's really in a huge pressure point. And if we lose my next support line of 167, we're in for a cascade downfall. Pretty sure that the oscillators on the MACD could go into the negative, and that would be really bad. Right now, as it is, my orange line is already in the negative. The signal line is a bit above. But yeah, I think we're gonna trade next week slowly like this. I like to predict what pattern could possibly occur, and it could even create a rising wedge. A rising wedge wouldn't be so bad, because then we can see that we can possibly get a continuation pattern if it's a wedge, and that would be to the downside, especially if we do not go above the 180 resistance zone that it is right now. The previous support that it was helping out to give was really crucial. As you can see, it was 180, and the 50 MA came in really helpful to push the stock up. It rallied one more time, but the higher it went, the lower volume we got, so that's why it was easily pushed down. I'm a little upset because the other day I did see this wedge. It was like a hidden wedge, but nonetheless it was a wedge, showing that there was going to be continuation to the downside. And both on the 23rd and the 24th of March, a huge selling pressure went under the 180, closed under it, and you could have held a put one more day and it would have paid off really, really well. I missed that opportunity, but for that reason, I just have it on my watch list to be very careful and see, can we get another break of a wedge? For this, I would like to see 2 or 3 more days, but again, in this zone, going closer, we're into the 1 hour. As you can see, it broke under it, but that rally today just also helped bring it back up. So let's see where it can go. If anything, let's be a little bit bullish and try to take Airbnb upwards. Maybe even, like a call on it on Monday might be a good trade. If the market shows strength, that could, fall into these weaker stocks just to push them up. But I don't think they'll hold or last there. So not too confident on Airbnb. Bullish, like being a bull, but being a bear, unfortunately, this stock is really falling into bear territory, especially if we get under 170. So be very careful. Like I said, it might fall really fast if we get under that level. Other than that, everything seems to be looking all right. If we go into the 4 hours, we do have a 200 MA, and as you can see, they're all really pushing downwards. We're even getting a death cross on the 4 hour, which is not good at all. But that's Airbnb. Levels, my main levels is this and this. At least this can hold that support. So that's it for Airbnb. Next is Apple. I like to watch Apple because it is an market leader. Well, it used to be, right? With SPY being at all-time highs or close or near, it's very unfortunate to see Apple not at all-time highs. I would like to be seeing this stock around 130 to 140. If anything, making new highs. That would be super bullish for the market. That would also let the NASDAQ make new all-time highs also. But other than that, we are consolidating very nicely. A nice heavy wedge on the daily on Apple. A lot of things to be considering when looking at this. I'm actually going to clean it up a little bit by removing a couple of MAs, the 10 and the 20, because we want to see a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is we have this consolidation zone. The 200 MAs coming near to it. So this could even help push it up. This might give a little nice nudge to the bulls with accumulation of bears to, you know, slaughter them and do a short squeeze and hopefully pop Apple around 125 to 128. That is doable because, again, we're consolidating, we're getting buyers, we're getting sellers. Someone's going to have to lose this battle. But again, it's a huge squeeze. The 50 moving average, since we did go under it, I'm a little worried because the 50 and the 200 are starting to near each other. What could this mean? This could mean that if they do cross, it would be a negative cross because the 50 would go under the 200, and that could be the tipping point on Apple to push it down further. What would be the next, you know, huge support zone? Pretty difficult to tell with a lot of this choppiness prior. This is back in August to October to September of last year. I don't have volume profile on my chart where a lot of shares were traded, so all I can see is, you know, the best support area would kind of maybe be right here, which is 110. Not too bad, right? We would go down $10 or almost 8%. This isn't like Tesla, right, where it's gonna obliterate your portfolio if you have, for example, I think Tesla went down today as much as 7-8% in one day. Apple does not really take those big hits. Don't get me wrong, it could happen if we start pushing a little bit under my huge support at 118. That could be a danger zone, especially if we go under the 200. It'll go really down, but maybe that's a good opportunity to start buying shares, or, you know, stop buying shares, see where the stock goes, see what the market overall does. Where's the next rotation, right? A lot of money is kind of leaving tech. So even though Apple is like a golden blue chip stock, it needs its cool off period. It wouldn't surprise me for this to get a quote unquote correction. Right now it should, like, this is correction territory. That's why I do also believe that the bullish case could be like we need a short, do a short squeeze and pop up. Maybe then we can get momentum to go higher. But at the current moment, like, this is the trend right here. This is the trend line right here. Let me make that a different color, blue, and let's make it thick. You see, support, support, support. So hopefully this support helps it push it up. With what happened today, very bullish. A volume on the bottom looking not the best, but not the worst either. Like, this is pretty bad right here. You see, if we were getting this type of volume right here, I'd be worried. But right now, it's holding up good. Hopefully Monday, bullish day for Apple to buy some calls, right? Or shares. Today's pump, amazing. Went up as much as $2, almost 2% on the stock within a couple of minutes. You know, this is an hour, but again, that's nothing compared to, like, to push a stock that much, especially of this size, with this market cap. Like, that's very insane. So anything can happen in the stock market. The same way it literally shot up, it can shoot down too. So let's be careful. That's Apple. Any levels that I have, I like to go closer in the 1 hour, and all I'm seeing is just this consolidation wedge. So if we break above it, I'm going to be bullish. We might break out, it might come back, retest, and then we can go again. Hopefully we don't get faked out, right? We don't want this where it goes up and then it literally drops within the same day under the what would be support. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's see what happens on Monday. Other than that, that's what I'm looking at on Apple. Baidu, a Chinese stock. I found this amazing wedge on Baidu on the daily. Nice recovery. Was it at the end? Yeah, it was at the end. Wow, look at that strength. Look at that. No way. Yep. 17%. Wow. We need more data. So much volume, though. Baidu. I mean, Big C. Oh wow, Bitcoin recovering nicely. Wow, really? Yep. Facebook. Hold up. Wait a minute. Head and Shoulders on Facebook? Gotta watch out for that. Yeah, let's be very careful with Facebook. Huge support zone right here. Let's see where it goes. Fastly. It's trying. Where's our death cross? Almost. Fastly. This is not looking so good with the MAs. The stock barely holding on. I would really like it to come touch 68. And then I'm going to short it. This is a stock I'm planning to short. The reason why is because the MAs, you know, they're not looking so good. If my blue line crosses my yellow, this would be the 50 crossing under the 200. That's called the death cross, and that's a very bearish signal. We might even get a sell signal right here on our MACD if this starts to push downwards. So Fastly is on high alert for me. GoDaddy. Nice. GoDaddy might do a reversal. Could go higher. Yeah, I was watching it right here. Come on, GoDaddy, let's get above the 200. If anything, this could be a bullish side. Oh, nice, good volume, holding up. Doji. All right, GoDaddy on Monday. Looking hot. Looking really good. Oh, we got a buy signal right here. A buy cross. Okay. GoDaddy's looking like a good contender. Of course, Home Depot does amazing. Mara's trying to push back up. MasterCard, amazing. That's one of the stocks I should have been looking at. Look at that. Bam. It wanted to. Fake out. 200 support. Coming back. Shot up. Easy. Oh, damn. Nice, nice, nice. I should have taken this one. Careful. Maybe head and shoulders. Maybe, maybe. Moderna holding on, holding on. Roku. Struggling from the get-go. Oh wow, I have so many lines. Basically, wow. So much volume on SPY. That was amazing. What happened with it today?